Babe, what did they tell you? Okay, she was life flighted here.
This is Natalie and John Shirilla, parents of MacKenzie Shirilla. Just a few hours before, they were informed that their daughter had been involved in a catastrophic car accident and was being transferred to the nearest hospital via helicopter. However, what they are about to hear from this officer will change the course of their and MacKenzie's lives forever.
Okay. No.
What?
You want to sit down?
Oh, chair.
Please say this. Progress in Alameda, car into a building. 2 are deceased in the vehicle. Daughter's driving. Who died?
MacKenzie's boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and their friend Davin were both declared dead following the crash, making MacKenzie the primary suspect in the double murder. However, authorities had their suspicions. Most of them felt that this was merely the consequence of a terrible accident on MacKenzie's behalf. But as the inquiry progressed, dark and frightening secrets revealed that this was clearly much more than an accident.
Dom, if you do not open, you think I'm joking.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
MacKenzie, Dominic, and Davin were attending a house party in their hometown around 1 a.m. on the 31st of July, 2022. They decided to go free at this party and get really high throughout the night, which MacKenzie had a habit of doing. At about 2 a.m., MacKenzie approached the party's host, Kelly, and asked her if she wanted to take acid with her and Davin. MacKenzie's confrontation was strange because Kelly had never heard her talk about acid, let alone use it. Kelly didn't accept the offer and turned her down. MacKenzie, Dominic, and Davin left the party, and Dominic drove them to another friend's place, where they spent the rest of their night relaxing and watching South Park. The rest of the night felt pretty normal, like a regular night out. At about 5 a.m. early in the morning, the group decided to leave the place. Davin asked them if he could get a ride back home, but MacKenzie responded that they were in a hurry. Dom calmed MacKenzie down and asked Davin to hop in the car. But little did Davin know that this decision was going to be the worst and probably the last he'd ever make. Dom and Davin were not quite sober, so they dozed off in and out during the ride. But suddenly, MacKenzie drove in a different direction, a route completely opposite to Davin's house. It was a route that she spent days circling around. MacKenzie didn't hesitate and accelerated over 90 mph and flew past the street cameras. There was a large brick building just a few meters away from the camera's view. MacKenzie drove the car and crashed it into the wall. And somehow, miraculously, MacKenzie managed to survive the crash. The other two died instantly. The crash was not known for about 45 minutes until a local Samaritan discovered the car and dialed the Strongsville police. The police immediately showed up at the location.
No one's breathing. Bust that window out.
All right.
Oh my God. Who can hear my voice? Who's in here? Drivers, come on. Radio, bring it, driver. Hey. This is bad, guys. She's alive. We got to get her out. Here, all right. Reach up and unlock this door.
Let me see your knife. Let's cut this thing out. There.
Sarge, we're good to try to get her out? Dude, I don't know if we can. No, just let's see if we can get some IDs, guys. You look younger. Oh, yeah, they're all pretty young. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. This is the worst I've ever seen.
I don't feel anything. I don't feel a pulse.
She's breathing. I saw her stomach. Her stomach's cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We got two that are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, either she's drunk or high, or she just isn't from here, was going way too fast and didn't know what the road ended. It looks like they even went off the road up there.
They did.
But I mean, if you're hitting a building that hard, I just can't believe all the people that work up here that are up here all night long, no one heard.
They're in factory type settings. So.
Yeah, well.
And it's dark over there.
That's insane though. Once they get her out, I'll go over to this building because I think there's a camera on the front of that building. I don't know if it's working, but I can always ask.
The man, who had first called 911 to report the scene, showed up on the site to offer his version of events, while the authorities worked to save MacKenzie.
I was the one that called it in.
You called it in?
Yeah, I saw it. I was coming back from breakfast.
Okay.
And I pulled up to the corner there.
Okay.
And
We
saw
appreciate you giving us a call.
Yeah. Someone in it, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's a bummer. I didn't want to get stuck, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Right. No, I appreciate you giving us a call. Absolutely appreciate it.
They were hitting it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because I saw that front end
They definitely hit it hard.
destroyed.
Right.
All right. Well, what a way to start your Sunday. I guess better than theirs. Huh?
Right. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
It is evident that the vehicle was speeding recklessly before colliding with the building. Police gathered all the pieces of evidence quickly, identified all the names of those present in the car, and were determined to find the cause of the accident.
Grab everything over here. We'll just take it back to the property room.
You want me to just take the whole bag?
Yeah, throw it all in there. Anything relevant?
Power up, buddy.
2 phones. One's dead. Is there anything else over here? Rest in peace, buddy.
He's gonna go verify with the BMV image, but
Holy smokes.
that's Dominic, her boyfriend.
Okay. How old is Dominic Russo? 17? 19? All right, guys, I'm turning off. I think that's it. I don't see anything else. You? All right.
All the suspects were identified. The police discovered numerous bags of weeds and other marijuana devices. And as mentioned earlier, MacKenzie managed to survive after being transferred to the nearest hospital. Her parents were immediately called and informed about the incident. When the news broke, they immediately rushed to the hospital. The only thing they knew was that MacKenzie was involved in the accident.
What did they tell you?
Nothing.
Okay. She was life flighted here.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Okay. No.
What was it?
You want to sit down?
Good way to say this. Progress in Alameda, car into a building. 2 are deceased in the vehicle. Daughter's driving.
Who died?
I don't know whether, but there's one that we don't know. His name's Jacob. Does anyone know a Jacob?
Dom?
No, stop. Let him talk.
Guys, I know, we've been dealing with this. Your daughter's okay. She's talking to us. I talked to her, okay? Your daughter's alive, okay? Your daughter's alive. She was driving the vehicle, okay?
Who was that? Jacob and who?
I think, what's the name you said?
Dom?
Might be.
Oh my God.
Stop.
What's his relation to you? Okay, yeah, then Don was in the car.
Stop. Oh my God. What? Are you kidding me?
It's right now, it's an ongoing investigation. Speed is definitely a factor. So are drugs.
Dom is dead? Dom is dead? Is that what you're saying to me? Look at me. Is Dom dead?
There's no easy way for me to say anything right now, man.
Dom,
This is a serious situation.
Dom with curly. Are you the same Dom? Maybe it's a different Dom. It could be a different Dom. Might be a different Dom.
What's that?
Does she know about their
No, I don't know. Well, we're gonna keep it that way for. Okay, she's getting worked on now. Okay. Call boss. Hey, so she's not gonna be up for a long time. She's in surgery. Oh God, help me. All right, I gotta talk with you one more time. Let me let you know where we stand as a police department. Okay. Where we stand today. Okay. Full transparency here. There's drugs in the car. She had a bag of mushrooms on her and a scale. Full transparency, guys. I'm sorry, I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. Okay. Drugs in the car.
So she went awake, but not awake, so she went back.
In and out of consciousness. She had to be fully extracted from the vehicle. IFD. I know she has a severe leg injury. But like I said, she was speaking. And she had her seatbelt on.
The fact the only person in the car wearing the seatbelt was MacKenzie raises a lot of questions about her intentions. All of this information and details suggested that this might be a premeditated accident, as she might have done this on purpose and tried to protect herself.
Yeah, that probably saved her life. 100% saved her life.
She had a seatbelt up. Oh.
I don't believe the others did.
The victims' families were also informed about the deaths. Dom's father didn't even know his son was involved in the accident, let deceased.
Go ahead and take a seat. So,
You know what time it happened at?
No, we don't. Right now, what we do know 100% is somebody called it in, somebody passing by at around 6:15, 6:30.
Called in, what, the car was just smashed somewhere?
Yeah, so what it appears that happened is they were going westbound on Progress from Pearl Road. They went...
Right here in Strongsville?
Yeah, in Strongsville. That business that's right on Alameda, right where Progress ends, that's dead ends right there. They hit that building. They hit the sign out front and then they hit the building.
Would they fall asleep at the wheel or something?
Don't know.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
So 2 kids are dead, my son's dead, another kid's dead, and
Go
the
ahead.
girl's in the hospital?
She's in surgery right now.
Oh my God, huh, Chris?
I mean, another family member or friend or anybody that you might want us to call on your behalf?
No. This is a nightmare. Is somebody called in at 6:30 in the morning?
Between 6:15
6:15, 6:30, yeah.
There. Came upon it, passing it by.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is horrible. She was in her car?
It was in MacKenzie's car, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is she gonna make it or you guys don't know?
We right now we don't know. She's in surgery right now, so we don't know. So
MacKenzie was discharged from the hospital and everything went back to normal. She thought that everyone had forgotten about the accident and believed that everyone concluded that the crash was just some accident. Not long after MacKenzie even applied to a modeling agency and had fully moved on from what had happened. Halloween 2022 was even more disturbing. MacKenzie went to a Halloween party, her first party after the incident. The costume she was wearing was the disturbing part. She was wearing a detailed corpse with fake blood smeared across her face. It was terrifying, especially after the crash. But little did she know that the investigation never stopped. The detectives were lucky, as when they started the investigation, they found that Davin's phone was connected to a safety app called Life 360, an app that allows friends and family to track and locate where the person using the app is.
I just want to show you.
Oh, no, explain it.
So this is when they were going down Progress Drive, and then you know how there was like tire tracks before it, like on that side grass. So that's the sign.
That's when it hits the sign.
And then that's where she curved exactly right on.
Gotcha.
Missed those 2 rocks and went right into the sign, the side of it. But I'm just confused on how the back of the sign was messed up. But she went right into that wall.
Right.
No, so you can see like the hard braking was right at the wall, and then her high speed
was after the hard braking.
Was 90 miles per hour.
So it said it's a recording. Does that play?
So,
I mean, what does it mean? Or just screenshots?
It's just
a tracker.
Yeah, it's like my parents have me in a circle so they can see where I'm going. It just follows you wherever you go.
And Danion had us in.
Yeah, you can send the screenshots right to the email, and I'll get them all to the detective.
So I spoke to friends that were at the party. I wasn't personally there. I thought that they might have been on psychedelics. Kenzie was the driver, and they said that she took a nap. But if you know psychedelics, that's like a 8-hour to 12-hour, like you cannot sleep.
You can see the exact time they left the house. I don't know.
That's nice. So you can just send everything right there.
All right.
They also came to know that the car's black box recorded the gas pedal was accelerated to the fullest, while the car was driving straight toward the building. One of Dom's friends was connected to the app and provided a very clear opinion on this matter.
To me, right here, if you looked at the tracks, and you guys probably have pictures of them, it looks like the person in the front seat tried to turn the wheel because of the fact they were going to go straight into a wall. And it doesn't say she heart broke once. It was 90 miles per hour down that whole road. And I also think because of Kenzie's and Dominic's history, that they were fighting, I think Davion went on his phone to distract himself from the fighting. Although they were on drugs, they can also still be fighting with being on drugs.
It could have just been like careless mistake. Like I don't think Kenzie, even if she was like had road rage or she was arguing, I don't think her intention was to kill 2 people no matter what.
Even if all the pieces of evidence made MacKenzie the primary suspect, it doesn't quite provide solid evidence. This was when the police authorities started to interview Dom's family and friends.
I understand you're not under arrest.
Yeah.
You walk out anytime you want. We have approximately 10 questions that we wanted to ask you. And so, how long were you guys in a relationship, you and her?
Well, we were all friends in a friend group at first. I ended up dating her for a little bit, like probably over the summer, I was only dating her for probably like a month and a half or like 2 months. And then me and Dom found out that she was cheating on us basically, but it wasn't like anything official, so it wasn't no hard feelings, like whatever happened. I just kind of was like, after me and Dom found out about that, we didn't have no problems with each other and nothing, but they were on and off, and I kept on talking to her still while they were on and off, because we were all still in the friend group and stuff, so, and then we kind of just like stopped being intimate, you know what I'm saying, and we're just friends.
So, describe the relationship. What was she like as your girlfriend?
Like, I didn't really have much with her relationship-wise because we didn't date that long, but like friend-wise, like she was crazy, like our...
She like mentally just not all there? I mean,
yeah, I don't think she's just mentally all there. Like, I personally feel like she was trying to do that crash, and she failed on doing so.
Why did Dom put up with this? Do you know?
I've personally been told that she did voodoo on him. She has told people that she's put a spell on him so that he couldn't break up with her. That she had like grabbed a piece of his hair, and that she had a doll in her room for Dom, and that she had literally put a spell on him, is what she would tell everyone. It's like she truly believed in that kind of stuff. And she also uses the pendulum, I know too, to try to get answers. She tries to use it now to talk to Dom.
Do you think MacKenzie has it in her to drive a car into a wall? I mean, if you guys speculate that she did it on purpose, do you think she has it in her?
I feel like if she thinks that she can just drive the car into the wall and not feel nothing, you know, like I feel like the only reason she survived is because of how small she is. Like, I feel like she got insanely lucky, but at the same time, not lucky to have survived that, because it's like she killed 2 people. If that was what she was trying to do, but it's like, I feel like that's what she was trying to do, was crash the car into the wall.
Angelo Russo, Dom's older brother, was interviewed next.
Mentioned that anytime Dom would kind of want to break up with her, she kind of would go crazy. Describe crazy, like what kind of crazy?
Like, there is times where she called Dom and said, if you break up with me, I'm going to word for word.
What do you think happened that night?
I think,
yeah,
off of what I know and off my assumptions, Dom tried to break up with her multiple times, even in July. They kept not like working out, whatever. They kept making back up. Kenzie's known to be the kind of person that she's let us know she will never let go of Dom. And if she has to let go of Dom, she will not go on living herself. She's pretty much let that be known. You're going 94 miles an hour. You don't have a very fast car to begin with. You were stomping that gas pretty much that whole entire time. There's no brake marks on the street at all. Even before the hit, you would think that some type of instinct would kick in. You'd slam on the brakes. But to my knowledge, she went straight into it. To me, it seems like they were in a fight. I think that she took it upon herself to purposely crash into that wall. I think that he must have been trying to talk her down the whole time. They swerved off to the right at the end. I think he might have grabbed the wheel towards the end of it, maybe trying to spin him or something. Who knows? She could have been bear hugging it. I don't know. They're hitting bumps too. They're going 90. He could have not, I don't know what's going through his head, you know?
According to the interviews, the relationship they described became more and more toxic. They said that the relationship should have ended a long time ago if it wasn't for MacKenzie's threat. Not long after, a disturbance was reported where MacKenzie's father confesses something very shocking.
I want to ask you first about August 6th, if you recall. That's the day you guys were dispatched to MacKenzie Shirilla room. Can you tell me about that day?
So we were dispatched up to the room for a disturbance. Once we arrived up on the room, she was upset with her dad. We asked the dad to step out, and we're trying to calm him down, and he's like, you guys probably know who I am. At one point in the conversation, he's like, I feel like my daughter needs a psych evaluation. And he's like, because she's not, thinking clearly, and word for word what he said, I don't recall every word that he said. He was pretty hysterical. He was pretty upset. She was upset with her dad because, she wanted to leave to go to the funeral.
MacKenzie was mad that she couldn't make it to Dominic's funeral. After all the evidence that they got, the police concluded that the accident had to be deliberate and MacKenzie was the one behind it.
Where's she?
Right back there, pal.
Hi, MacKenzie. Step out for me. I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2. Okay. Nobody's gonna ask you any questions. Nobody's gonna bother you. Can I have your key, please?
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?
You got it. You got it.
Recording. Mounted. Wi-Fi connected.
Stand right by that black mat. What's your first name?
MacKenzie.
Okay, MacKenzie, I'm gonna take your handcuffs off. I need like all the jewelry and everything to come off, okay?
I can't wear any of it.
No, I need you to take it off while you're in jail right now.
When the parents found out about the arrest, they headed straight to the station and confronted the officers.
Because you guys aren't allowed to speak to her at all. That's from the lawyer. How you guys did this on the weekend is just, well, all you do is go, hey, there's a warrant for, we would have brought her right down here with no problem. She hit it. Unbelievable. I mean, she's 18.
So the warrant was issued today, so we...
Well, you could have made a phone call, couldn't you? You had your creeper out in front of my yard watching.
So, she can't take any, she's an adult, she can't take any phone calls right now.
Okay, well, I still need to speak to my daughter, so she understands whatever, not to say anything to you guys.
Whoever
He had to roll out the whole mass to pick up an 18-year-old girl who could hardly walk out of a hospital visit. It's just beyond me.
So we follow the law, and that's what we're doing today.
Am I going to be allowed to have a 2-minute conversation with her?
You cannot talk to her while she's here.
Why doesn't she get a phone call? If she arrested her, why don't she get a phone call?
She was just brought in. They're going to process her as soon as they get the time for her to make a phone call. She will be able to make a phone call.
She's a lawyer. She does have a lawyer.
She is 18 years old and she could speak that.
Yeah, but she's an 18-year-old that just turned 18.
Well,
and these guys are going to take advantage of her. She's not allowed to speak to you guys. I'm telling you that.
her attorney can call us.
Don't ask her any questions.
And soon, MacKenzie found herself in the courtroom. The jury decided that she should be tried as an adult. All the claims and evidence pointed toward her that she intentionally crashed the car. On the 14th of August, 2023, the judge agreed to all the claims.
This is the type of evidence you can never unsee. You can never forget the visual or audio of this exhibit. It was chilling and tragic. As you review that exhibit, you know that you are watching the oncoming deaths of two people, and there is nothing that will stop. Exhibit 802 crystallizes the deadly decision-making of the defendant. She morphs from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels as she makes her way down the street. The mission was death. MacKenzie alone decided to push the pedal to the floor and demand the ultimate speed of that vehicle to 90 to 100 miles per hour. MacKenzie decided death was the ultimate goal that day, and she alone made that decision for Dominic, Nick, Jan, and she continuously acted in a manner to achieve her purpose. In the early morning hours of July 31st, 2022, her purpose was to kill Dominic Russo in Newtown, Florida. Her actions were controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
MacKenzie was found guilty of 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, 1 count of drug possession, and 1 count of possessing criminal tools. She's facing 15 years of imprisonment and is being held in the Ohio Reformatory for Women. And if you think MacKenzie's story was it, wait until you hear this one. On the 3rd of March, 2020, a 911 call was made to the Ohio Police Department. The police responded to it and arrived at the location immediately to find Brenda Powell on the floor, dead, with 30 stab wounds in her neck. During the incident, the daughter, Sydney, was in the house and told the police that some person had broken into their house and killed her mother. The story she just told them didn't quite settle with the officers. Brenda was on a call with one of Sydney's college professors when she was attacked. When the call was online, he heard Brenda screaming, and just a few seconds after that, Sydney started talking on the other side, pretending to be Brenda. The professor then dialed 911. The cops arrived immediately.
Hacker police! Hacker police! Where's your mom at? Okay, stay right here.
No, there's so much blood. No, please! Mom!
Grab her. Take her.
9, get that 32 rolling here quick. We got a female down, blood all over the place. Start some more units, we got a crime scene. Take her outside. You got there's blood all over. I don't even know if she's breathing. Secure the scene. She looks like a 22. She looks like she's been down for a while. There's blood all over the place. There's a knife by her head and stuff like that, and there's a huge pool of blood. No, I think she just walked in on it. There's a broken window in the back. So if you can just put up some crime scene tape. As soon as AFD gets here, they're going to...
After the body examination, it was revealed that Brenda had not just been stabbed, but had also been hit with an iron pan.
You just need to cooperate with me, all right?
I love my dad.
Huh?
I love my dad.
What happened? What's going on? What's going on?
We heard a bang. We heard a bang. And she told me to get out. And then I heard screaming. So I came back and she was on the ground.
Okay, you heard a
I ran
bang.
out back. There was a bang. Someone broken.
What is your name?
Sydney.
Are you cut?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're cut somewhere.
I don't think so.
Yeah, your hand.
No, I was helping her. I grabbed her.
All right, stop.
I grabbed the knife.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. We just got
dad. I'm the dad.
Okay,
Sydney.
It appeared as if Sydney was also injured and was still in shock after the incident. The police decided to make a thorough investigation of the house.
The back window's broken in.
So you're gonna have to. There's officers inside there, so.
I don't know. There was so much
lady in the house, okay? She's got minor cuts.
However, after the investigation, the cops concluded that the window was broken after Brenda was stabbed, which was contrary to what Sydney told them.
Somewhere that's not here. Okay, do we know who, where, which way? Bet it's the younger guy. I'm looking through here and I can see pictures. And there's a whole basement set up for what looks.
Yep, hey, sorry, I'll call you right back. Bye. All right, let me go report that.
It's probably her brother.
Well, see if we can find out who else.
Okay. Do you live here, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my wife and there's my daughter.
How old's your daughter?
She'll be 20 in March. She's 19. Is she coming out?
Yeah. No, not yet, sir. Just can't hang out. Sydney, can you tell me what happened? Huh? Sydney. Sydney.
On its way?
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, that's them right there. I can hear him.
Steve Powell, Sydney's father, had no idea about what was going on. It was not going to be good news for him either way. On one hand, it was going to be his daughter who killed the mother. And on the other hand, it was going to be his wife who was not going to survive.
Knew where my daughter was going and said, female in distress. I said, well, that's funny because Brenda's there, my wife. So I called Brenda. And it rings and rings on the cell phone. No answer. I call Sydney back. Rings and rings and rings. No answer. I call Brenda back. Ring, ring, ring. No answer. I'm pacing around. I call Jeep back. I'm on the phone with him, telling him there's no answer. My doctor calls me back. I said, oh, Mom's on the phone with Mount Union. I said, well, the cops are on the way. And she went, there's been a break-in. And she just started going off. She said, what? She said, there's been somebody broke into the house. There's blood everywhere. She was hysterical and crying.
So at first, when you talked to her, she said, your wife is on the phone with Mount Union.
Yes. And as soon as I said, cops are on the way, the hysterics started.
Is she still attending?
Well, as far as we knew up until today, yes, but apparently not for the last.
Actually, Sydney had been keeping a secret from her parents about her college. She was kicked out of it ever since. However, she told this to her friend Lauren, who lived in the same dorm room as hers.
Now, we understand that Sydney was your roommate at Mount Union?
Yes, she was for last year and then this year until she left.
And so you've been friends ever since your freshman year at St. B?
Mm-hmm.
Go over each other's houses, everything like that?
Yep. Well, she started off in exercise science freshman year, her first semester. but then she didn't like the classes, so she switched over to psychology and sociology. But then she didn't really like that, so this year she switched to education, and then she didn't like that either, and that's one of the reasons she left, is because she really couldn't find what she liked. I think she struggled in her classes. I don't think her grades were the best, but she didn't really tell me that because I wasn't really struggling. I think she kept a lot of stuff hidden because when we were just talking or with our friends, she always seemed happy. Like, she seemed okay, like I said, I couldn't tell until the end where she was kind of just like struggling and she kind of was sad and just like, Lauren, I don't know what to do. I think she felt like everybody around her kind of had figured out what they wanted.
According to Lauren, started becoming more anxious starting in January, and she started getting more and more upset. She said that Sydney was very close to her mom. It seemed like Sydney didn't like her college a lot. She lied both to her parents as well as her friends.
And I basically told her, I said, Sydney, I think the reason we can't get on is because she's unenrolled. She hasn't been going to school.
Sydney was caught in the web of her own lies. Turns out she was narrating different stories on both sides.
Next year and all this stuff, and she was going to talk to her parents about housing, trying to come back to Mount.
Once she got to my union, or anytime actually, did Sydney ever drink alcohol at all, or she did? Okay, just kind of describe that for us.
She liked to drink. There was an incident in the fall of our freshman year where she drank too much, and she wasn't alcohol poisoned, but she did end up in the hospital. Her mom came and got her at like 2 a.m. Usually after that, her and I worked together, and if she did drink, I usually kind of like slowed her down after I knew kind of her limit because she's small.
Not long after, news arrived that Brenda didn't make it and was announced dead. The detectives broke this news to Steve, but the real bad news was yet to come.
Well, not really bad news. Your wife passed away.
The detectives were still on their search, but they still didn't find anything related to what Sydney told them, and all of it made it clear that Sydney was the one.
Clearly they think Sydney did this. I lost 2. She's going to jail forever. Wife's dead.
They're going to do everything they can to make sure that they find out exactly what happened. Nothing's definite as of yet. They still have to do their investigating.
And where's Andrew? Is he just sit out there by himself, or is he with?
Family or something.
Well, yeah, I don't want anybody in here with me when I talk to him. I don't want anybody. I just want me and him. I still have the best legal. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't want any of that?
I don't want any of you. No, I just want Andrew.
So you should be coming at us when you're ready, okay?
You know what I love you. They don't know. They haven't told me.
Soon after, Sydney was charged with the murder of Brenda Powell. She was found guilty on 2 counts of murder, 1 count of Philolios assault, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. She was sentenced to 15 years life imprisonment. So what do you think? Hope you found this video informative. Thanks for watching.